Here we are. Welcome to my channel. I'm here with my friend Walt from Greenhandle Music Company. He builds most of the amps that I play through. What's going on, Walt?
How are you? It's good to
I'm
be
well. I've had some requests to have Walt on the show and talk about some of the amp stuff, you know, the building and modifications. What do you think?
It's been a long trip.
Yeah.
You and I together, 10 years.
I think we started this adventure in about 2010
That's correct.
with a Fender Pro Junior that was broken.
Interesting that should be the one that you play the most.
Yes, it is my favorite amp. Well, what'd you do? You took it
Well,
apart?
I think we had a look at it and decided that we should start from scratch.
Yeah.
Which we did. So heavily modified, certainly in power section. And there are a number of modifications for Pro Juniors on the Amp Garage and other places online. And they're pretty much all incorporated in that first try. Then we found it to be so successful that we tried to duplicate it in Greenhandle form. So we've got the Teeny Greeny, I think it's
Teeny Greeny.
known as.
We're gonna check that out right now. Actually, we're gonna. Which one should we listen to first? Let's listen to the
start with
original.
the original.
So this was a Fender Pro Junior that was totally taken apart. It's still in the same. It's still in the same cabinet and everything, but aside from that, it's not a Fender Pro Junior. It's a Walt creation.
Supermod.
All right, let's check out the new version of the same thing. A little brighter.
Certainly brighter. I think that might be a lot of the speaker, actually. That's a pretty new speaker. And your Eminence Raging Cajun has got 10 years on it. So.
But these are both Raging Cajuns. Mine is 10 years old, and the green amp here is
Brand new.
brand new.
Brand new.
Aside from that, should be pretty much
Should be
the
pretty
same.
close.
Besides the fact that mine still says Fender on it. But we're going to take care of that at the end of this video, so stick around for that. Cool little comparison. And this guitar is also something that Walt built. It's got Klein pickups in it, Cal-Am hardware, and this guitar is just going straight into those amps, so no pedals. I got a SM57 on it and API mic preamps. Actually, they both have their own mics on them, so we're just going back and forth. So when did you start building amps, Walt?
Interesting story. A friend of mine, Doug Travis, had a Halloween party. And during his Halloween party, he said, I wanted to show you something. He had an actual 57, a real 57 Deluxe, Tweed Deluxe. And I got to look all over it and measure it. And I thought to myself, I think I could build one of those. And nice. That was the beginning. The other half of the Greenhandle story was I went home that night and had a dream that I was building amplifiers, but they all had green handles.
And they do all have green, except for one has a brown handle.
There are a few out. There's a few out there with brown handles, and I apologize. We've cured that problem at Greenhandle. So that's how they became Greenhandle amps. And interesting, you know, it's not so easy to find green leather, so you have to make your own.
So you're dyeing the leather.
Yeah, the whole thing. So, you know, if I had it to choose again, I might have picked a different color, but
yeah, it's fun.
That's how it all came to be. So we've built many amps together. I think I've built almost 27, I believe. I have to check my log, but we're somewhere around there.
So Walt builds the cabinets and everything. Makes beautiful stuff. I have a 212 with cream, slush and cream backs. I have a 212 with Almaco Gold. I have a 210. A 112. That's actually not mine. That's yours too. Yeah. It's got currently has the Amperian VSOP speaker in it that my friend John Sanchez hooked me up with. What else?
You've got quite a collection.
Couple heads. I got a plexi head that Walt made. I have, well, let's talk about it. I have an AC30 head. That's one of our early on creations. That was,
Yeah, the AC30 head started out as a train wreck project. We were trying to make a Liverpool, and we built that and found out that it was very good at making sounds similar to Mr. Van Halen, but
it sounded great. It was just really pretty
one
noisy.
trick pony, different sound. So we took it apart and basically turned it into an AC30.
Mm-hmm. Sounds fantastic.
And that was a little more versatile, I think.
And that's got a beautiful leather front on it and a little different design, the like plexiglass cut.
Yeah, we were doing some marketing attempts to figure out what the front of an amp should look
I'm gonna go
like.
grab it. Let's take a look at it quick again. All right, so here it is.
Here it is.
Green
Green leather.
front.
Same as the leather on the top. This plexi in the front was, I had a friend of mine with water jet. Go ahead and buzz that out. And
Awesome.
it seemed to be a great idea. I still have more of those. I haven't given up on it yet.
So what about some of the techie stuff about this guy?
The techie stuff.
Transformers?
Yeah, everything in this particular one, as I recall, was Mercury Magnetics.
Okay.
They made a great set for Liverpool, which we went ahead and had to actually change the position a couple of times to get rid of some oscillations, as I remember on this one. Other than that, it was pretty much straight off of the blueprint for the AC30. I believe this was a voltage switch, so you had a high voltage and a low voltage. They gave us a couple of places we could do that with the power transformer, and then, of course, whatever cabinet that you wanted. We
Great.
brought all those out. Rather than do a switch, we just did it the simple way.
Very nice.
Hard to believe it's been so long.
Mm-hmm. This amp sounds great. Really.
It's been a good one. We got a little bright
Love
switch
it.
here, a couple of caps, depending on what you wanted for bright, probably a low, medium, and high.
Okay.
That was a fun amp build.
Very
But
nice.
it didn't come without a little pain.
No?
No, remember? We had the
Well-
transformers in different locations. We had oscillations in the
Well, that's why it's a little.
heavy on one side, yes.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
No problem there.
Learned a lot along the way together.
All right, so let's look at this other head here. This is the plexi. It's got the Greenhandle badge
Yeah,
on it.
we got the badge. We'd come a long way by the time we got to there. A lot of what's inside this has Hey Boy transformers, as I remember, and those transformers were pretty much the same spec as George Metropolis, I believe, used. And this was probably a print of his that I used to reassemble this amplifier.
Nice. Got an effects loop in it here.
Yep.
You can turn on and off.
That would be an effects loop that I bought on his website,
Nice.
Metro. So, yeah, that was fun. We did a little bit of aluminum on the back.
Got your EL34s.
34 is pretty straightforward.
It's a 50 watt.
50 watt, indeed. We've got a master on this one, I believe. My recollection is a pre-phase inverter master, I believe.
Pre-phase inverter. Right.
Before the phase inverter, we're doing the throttling of the preamp section.
I use this amp on this week's Morning Jam. If you want to check it out, right here. With the Ernie Ball Music Man, so and a pedal in front of it. Actually, this pedal, this old DoD pedal, overdrive preamp 250. Let's take a listen to some of these combinations of amps. I'm gonna demo the plexi head through the 212 creambacks, and I'm also gonna demo the AC30 head with the Alnico Golds. Let's check that out.
any amp builder, the most difficult thing is always, what do you want?
And I don't really know a lot of times what I want, so.
Through trial and error, I think we've come a long way.
Oh, definitely. And I've learned a lot. I mean, when we started this, Walt was like, tube rectifier or solid state rectifier?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know.
Now you know. So, and we did many experiments with capacitors. We tried, remember the Tweed champs that we built?
Yeah.
My friend Milt has one. We did Mallory and we did some orange drops, and they had a very slightly different sound to them, but you know, who's the famous guy that said, you know, the amplifier's maybe 12%, the last 12%. And in a recording session, you know, in a recording situation like this, it makes a big difference.
Oh, definitely. It's been great having all these beautiful amps to play through, make me sound good.
You can get anything you want with what you've got.
For sure.
Really a great setup.
So it's been a great relationship with this guy.
It's been fun. We've all learned.
For sure. And he plays too.
Very
I'm going to make him play right now.
No, thank you. Sorry, Leo.
So after all these years, we're going to finally cover up the Fender badge with the fancy Greenhandle badge.
There it is.
This is temporary. I'm going to have to screw this in later, but and straighten it out, but it's looking pretty good.
Sorry, Leo.
Very nice.
Very nice.
You can check Walt's website out.
It's greenhandlemusic.com.
Greenhandlemusic.com. Yeah, check that out, and check out my morning jams every Thursday right here on my YouTube channel, and please subscribe and give us a thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment if you have any questions about anything. I'll forward them to Walt. Thanks again for watching.